Yeah, hello, welcome to AFL Fantasy Round 2 recap. I've decided to separate, the round recap and round 2 recap and round 3 review and trades into two separate videos, and I'm going to do that for the tips as well. So tips, recap and tips prediction. So basically 4 videos in a week. Round 2. Well, let's just look at the head-to-head league first. Very disappointing, so to speak. Lost by 39 points. If I do my math right, yep, 39 points. I'll just scroll through them, and we'll come back to this later. But yeah, very disappointing, just because I think I had enough to win. It's just some players didn't play up to their projected scores. But yeah, let's go back to my team. Wait for it loads. Yep, round 2. So I've got 1748, which is like, pretty good, because the aim is to try and get 100 points per play. So let's just do the calculator real quick on my phone right now. So that's 97.11 points per play, which is not that bad. If we go to the rankings, who's 2,000? Jesus. Yeah, they are built different. Yeah, we're not going to talk about them right now. Let's go back to ourselves, because comparisons is a thief of joy or something, apparently. But yeah, 2,000. Jesus, that's what, 250 at least over us. So yeah, let's start. Max Home, disappointing. Apparently, I heard from my friend, who's like a Reddit user, who helps me with like decisions and stuff like that. He's my fantasy advisor. He said Max Home got tagged a lot in the game against Saints, that they lost. Very disappointing. He's the guy that is my D1, and I expect him to get at least 100, and to combat with like a Millera or a Dane Zorko or a Cecil. But he didn't. He got 77. So now his break even is 111. He probably won't get it. Round price minus 15k. Very disappointing. James Short, he's always a slow starter. That's what I've learned. Got both 85s. From playing Port, I would expect a lot more points, just because they lost by 60-70 points. So I expected him to get more kick-ins, but it's okay. 85. It's still higher than his overall thing value, so I'm not too mad at it. He always starts slow, but he ramps it up second half. Matt Roberts, one of the legends of this game week. He started slow again. I don't know why, but he was losing to Nick Blakey, the Lizard, by 21 points in second quarter, and he got 9 points more than Nick Blakey at the end of the game, plus 20k rise, and now he has a bye. He's not going to get out, because I've been informed by my good friend that you shouldn't sell him. And looking at my team, there's just more bigger fish to fry right now. His name is Next Hamster 2116. If you want to check him out on Reddit. But yeah, no, he's staying. He's on the bench, just because there's no reason to trade him out and trade him back. And his buy round's 14, so it's pretty far out from his buy round. Second one, Geelong has a very, very good buy round 16, so there's no reason to trade Sam Laconin out. I was expecting him to ruck a bit better against Marshall. Marshall outclassed him. Miller, and we'll go to Jack McRae in a moment, but I was expecting more than a 72, especially he played ruck. And last time he got 124, so pretty disappointing to lose to Saints. If you look at my tips in the last video yesterday, they lost by 7 points. So yeah, but break even 32. He's gonna smash that break even and probably go plus 50, plus 70 increase against Gabba Lions. Zach Reed plus 44 is just one of those cash gens that I'm very, very happy with. 51, not that great, but then again, he's a rookie, so you've got to understand that part. -3, so he's probably, if he gets 50, we don't care about this projected score, but if he gets 50, then that's another 50k cash gen that could be used to move him to someone like a Fraser in the future and stuff like that, because we've got 216k in the bank right now. Jackson Pryor, very, very impressed with him. Not as much cash gen as Zach Reed, but 62, 61, thoroughly happy with how he's playing, and only 20% owned, so that's nice. The two Giants that did not play, James Leake and Sam Taylor, his break-even is looking nice. So if he's getting 50 at least, then he's getting at least 20k into his money, and I could keep him for the West Coast game and the Saints game and take him out at round 6 or round 7, or just keep it until basically round 16, because that Carlton and Richmond game looks nice as well. So I'm just trying to milk him as much as possible as a cash cow. Lockie Ash from Hamster, he said Lockie Ash is gonna score as good as Whitfield and stuff like that, but it's too late to get Fraser now, and there's just, I think, potential for him to just get 60 all the rounds here until Richmond, and then after that you could just get him out at round 13. Pretty easy. But yeah, after that, what we've got, Dawson, J Dawes. Very, very happy with him. Price rise 29k. No regrets in picking him at all. 126, 134, just incredible. Let's see what he does against a very strong North team. Connor Rosie, incredible game, 145 plus 42 again with Dawson, which is very, very great, and very great picks from me, and I'm kind of proud of myself of just not going for Sarong or Brayshaw over Jordan Dawson, and it worked clearly. Clary, one of the most picked players. You can see why. 114, he outscored Petrarca and outscored Gorn, that will come to sec. So these three are just my 100 plus boys in the midfield, or the premiums will day. I expected him to get more. He got 79, and then he got some free kick against. So, oh my god, -5. That's what? 5. That's 15. So if he didn't get, that's 90. Oh my god, he could have got 10 less than Shearer. Oh my god, man. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Oh, 6 free. No, this is unacceptable. He didn't kick any goal as well. And the Hawks, they're looking shaky right now. Obviously 3-0, but Scrimshaw's injured. I think McGuinness is injured. But yeah, I'm expecting him to play better. But he's one of those who are in the chopping blocks right now. So yeah, I'm not very, very happy with him. Especially he's more expensive than Shearer, and now he's only 20-30k above Shearer. David Smith, obviously, late injury, calf injury, didn't play, so I used the loophole that I've learned from Hamster to put Rosie vice captain, and I knew that Bailey Smith did not play, so the captain goes to Connor Rosie, which I'm happy with. Obviously, if I'm greedy, not if I'm greedy, in my greedy mind, I could have captained Jack McRae, but nobody would have thought he would have gotten that much. Finno, very disappointing, lottery pick, 51-33. I mean, he starts as well, so disappointing. Lucas Camperoli played okay, but I feel like Vossi wanted to win the game, and so he got hooked quite early. I think he played 3 quarters and then he got hooked. Holly Reid, yeah, he lost me 50k almost, and now his break even's 86. He's playing Freo and Giants, and he's going out. I'm telling you right now, he's going out. Harvey Langford, it's between him and Lindsay, and if I remember correctly, he got drafted before Lindsay, and everyone was hyping him before Lindsay, and so obviously in retrospect, if I had Lindsay, none of this would have happened, and Levi as well. But I traded him for Max Hall, which he did well as well. But if you looked at if you've watched my first video, you would have known that Max Hall scored 82 and Sid Draper scored a whopping 37. But obviously, for him to score 38 playing 1 quarter shows signs that he's improving. But then again, he's playing Essendon, that only has merit that is good. But he came in to sub Rankin, which I got pretty pissed about, just because Rankin could have gotten 90. But yeah, it is what it is. But happy to see him get his break even and get some cash gen. Obviously, in retrospect, this Harvey Langford would have been Lindsay, Levi, Nevitt, and Murphy Reid. For him, Harley would go to Shearer, and Will Day would just stick with Will Day. But yeah, that is what I would have changed, but can't change it now. But then again, I'm averaging 1800, over 1800 this year so far in 2 rounds. Last year, I've averaged 1613 the whole year round, so I'm already 200 points on average ahead. So I'm pretty proud of myself right now, and the goal is always to beat last year's score in any type of fantasy or just life in general. So quite happy with it right now. Can't complain with it. Obviously there's just regrets made, but it is what it is. Speaking of regrets, fucking Max Gorn at the age of 33, Mr. Bolthead himself, minus 41. He was projected to get his break even was 105, and he got fucking 63. He got less than 20-ish less than Sherry that lost as well, but his break even is 147. He's never getting that, so even if he gets 100 projected score, which I doubt, because they're playing Suns that are rested and stuff, and has a ruck in widths that is great. I should have listened to Hamster really, he said not to pick Gordon, pick Sherry, because the reason why Gordon got 127 against Giants was because he was not rucking against Briggs because Briggs is injured. He rucked against someone who's not a ruck, and I should have listened, but obviously I was trying to go for the huge differential, or in retrospect I could have kept Tim English. Tim English got 101, so that's more than 35 plus points right there. I could have won the head-to-head league if had I have Timmy in the team, but it is what it is. Should have, could have, would have type of situation. Tom McCunnon, very amazing from him. 132, 107. Just no regrets in Tom McCunnon. Massive score. Harry Boyd did not play. To be fair, it's alright from him. Plus 38 right now, and he's gonna play against I think Geelong and Richmond, so he's gonna get some more cash gen into him. Jason Horne-Francis, another mistake. In the beginning of the fantasy, everyone's hyping him to get 115. Well, not really, more than his price, so like 95, 100 easily, because Zach Butter's injured. He's gonna play midfield time. He dropped 82 against Collingwood, which was pretty good, but he lost money. And then he just proceeds to drop a fucking fat 62 against Richmond of all people. He kicked one goal only. Compared to Rosie, he kicked two. I think he kicked both goals in the fourth quarter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he has to go soon. Like, I'm keeping him for Essendon and maybe Saints, because we know that Essendon are shit and Crows just shat on them. So I'm just gonna keep him. Isaac Rankin, one of those players that I am happy that I selected. Only 18.44 owned. Plus 21k overall. Plus 1k, that's just because he barely broke even. I think he got 71. Sorry, I think the break even was like 71 or something like that. Or just 65, I'm not quite sure. But, he could have gotten 90, like I said, if they didn't hook him out for Sid Draper. But, he's getting monitored because when I was watching AFL, the app, it said that he's, injured, but he was just, cramping or something like that. But, I'm happy with him. He's going to be a good pick for me this year, just because I think there's a stat that 55% of, inside 50s for Crows ends up with a goal or just a behind or something like that. So, key player for Crows. So, watch out for him. But there's also good plays from Crows as well. So, we'll see. Jack McRae, the GOAT of the entire game week. Did not expect him to go, that well. That's crazy. 17 kicks, 18 handballs. So that's what? 35? 35 disposals, 8 marks. No goals though. A bit disappointing. Behinds, so he could have gone 170, 180. But we're just pushing it. 10 fucking tackles. That's crazy. No against as well. See, I'm kind of glad sometimes that I went with the bandwagon of the ex-Dogs, McRae, Bazza, and Caleb Daniels, because they've shown that they are worth it. And then again, I should have gone with the Shearer bandwagon and the Sherry bandwagon, but it is what it is. Sanders again got me worried because Sam Davidson started and he was interchanged, and Sam Davidson was averaging 20 plus more points than him, just because Sam Davidson is like a ball magnet. When I watched the game against the Moe's, Sanders cannot get the ball to save his life. Didn't kick any goals. He's lucky to break even, honestly. Plus 4K. Is he worth the price? Just a tad bit worth it. But there's, like I said, more problems in my team to solve right now than taking out Sanders. And, just looking back, this trade is so cursed. Like, he got 101 and I traded him for 63. I've made 2 mistakes in the past 2 head-to-head leagues. I've traded Tim English for Gorn, and I've captained Tim English. The RUCK curse continues for me. I don't know why. Max Hall didn't get 82, but he was not starting. He was a sub. So I'm not too mad at him. Caleb Daniels, like I said, ex-Dogs. 91, 114. Played the same time on ground. Very, very happy. Plus 73. I did not see that. Oh my god. 67% answer. Very, very happy that I get to select him. Kako made his break even, got 22k. Cash gen guy, Sam Davidson plus 47k. So, it's, who are they playing? Carlton. Okay. So, he's going to get, if he gets 50, that's like 60k cash gen, which is great for us. And then Max, I should have stuck with Connor Stone in retrospect, just because he got 1 point. But, it's okay. We make mistakes sometimes. So yeah, that's the end of the video, I guess. Well, wait, let's go to the head-to-head first. I'm confident that I could beat Lucas this head-to-head, just because he has Dan Houston, Matt Roberts, Perryman. So there's only 2 trades available, and if he takes out Dan Houston and Matt Roberts, then he has to, for like 2 premiums, then he has to stuck with Perryman in the bench for either Toby Travaglia or James Leake. Has he played? No, he has not played, so not quite sure how it's going to go for him. And then he has Chat Warner as well, so if he takes 2 of them, that's, Chat Warner got 129, 92.66. That's at least projected 97. That's like, he's averaging 95. So let's say he gets 80. That's 80-point loss already. So 4 buys players, and he can only trade out 2. And who's his midfield sub? If Sam Lawler, okay, that's not bad. Sam Lawler, so he could just not trade. He could just not trade Chat Warner. That's alright, because Sam Lawler's averaging 65. Yeah, that's great from him. So that's not too bad. But I can definitely say that I'm gonna win, because we have pretty much the same forward line, but his midfield is way better than mine. Lindsay and Ashcroft, I haven't made a trade yet, so stay tuned. Sherry and DeConan is better than Gorn. DeConan, I think Sherry, he's projected to get 105. He's projected to get 102. To be honest, I have no faith in my rucks anymore, except TDK, because he's the GOAT. Future first 2 million player, mark my words. And the defense here is Seizure. Against Crows, I've got Max Holmes. He's probably going to get tagged or something. He has no Jaden Short. I've got him against Saints. Sam Taylor, Sam DeConan, then Zach Reed, and Jason Pryor. So there's no way I'm going to lose. You know, I'm sick of losing. 2 L's in a row, and that's just my RUCK's mistake and partially mine as well, because I was just quick to jump on the gun of trading my RUCKs. Let's see the league ladder, shall we, before we end the video. Yeah, slight advantage to Lucas, but I will get the W, and Lucas will get his 3rd L in a row, and my first W will come this week. Mark my words, and the comeback is on. Trying to get the first spot. I'm very, very confident, because I think Kalen's gonna beat Josh Isa by quite a lot. So just very, very confident right now that I could, you know, make a push to 3rd and close the gap between 2nd place, which I think is gonna be Joshy. He beat me by 80-90 points, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, that's it for this video. It's a long one because, you know, I just yap a lot and just kind of ramble on unnecessary things, but at this point you kind of have to get used to it. But yeah, until next time, peace.